Hi there, it's Lisa with Swifty Travels and welcome to Albuquerque, New Mexico. And in this week's video, I'm going to give you a walking tour of Old Town Albuquerque. This is the heart of Albuquerque. It all started here in the 1700s. Now, I am a travel channel, but I do live here in Albuquerque. So along with this tour, I'm going to show you some of my favorite places to visit. My favorite coffee shop is down here. There's some fabulous restaurants, and I'm going to give you some tips on parking and visiting and a little taste of pop culture. If you've heard of a little show called Breaking Bad, that also took place here in Albuquerque. So there's lots of fun things to show you today. So come on this walking tour. I hope you enjoy. Here's your official scenic historic marker. In 1706, New Mexico Governor Francisco Cuervo y Valdez founded the Via de Albuquerque. This is where the Camino Real wound its way through a series of farming and ranching communities to a nearby ford linking the road to settlements on the west bank of the Rio Grande. So here we are on a Saturday morning. Here is a community celebration. And there's even a schedule of events up there on the gazebo. Now, if you're coming to Albuquerque to visit, I always recommend visitors come and visit the Old Town Plaza and the surrounding area. There is so much to see. If you want great souvenirs, there are tons of gift shops here. There's great restaurants, coffee shops. There's so much to do, and I'm going to give you tips on some of my favorite places. Now, one thing I did notice is that it doesn't get started super early in the morning. I'm here on a summer weekend, and most of the shops don't open until 10 or 11 a.m. So keep that in mind. If you're an early bird like me, you're gonna have to wait a little while. Now the restaurants serving breakfast will open early. Maybe you can come down here, go to the coffee shop, go get some breakfast, and then wait for the stores to open. I've also heard of a Rattlesnake Museum down here, and even though I live here, I have never visited it, so we're gonna check that out as well. So if you like historic churches, we're going to start here at the San Felipe de Neri Church. Now this is an active parish. They still have mass here. Now this is the oldest church in Albuquerque, and it's continuously served the community without interruption since 1706. It was originally founded and served by the Franciscan friars. It's served successfully by the secular clergy of Durango, Mexico, 1817, the Jesuit fathers and brothers in 1868, and since 1966 has been administered by the secular clergy of the Archdiocese of Santa Fe. So this is a very interesting piece of religious history here in Albuquerque. Now we'll step inside here just to show you. They want you to enter through the gift shop instead of exiting through the gift shop, so that's a little different. They have a museum and a gift shop in here. Oh, they're selling a lot of beautiful art in here. In here, they have a lot of the artifacts. Excuse me. So they're sending you this way to the church to get you through the gift shop first. Brings you right up here by the altar. All the kids wanted to come in here and ring the bell. This is the bell from the East Tower. It was originally placed in the East Bell Tower around 1891 or 1892, and it weighed over 2 tons. It was causing the tower to shift, putting it in danger of collapsing, so they replaced it in the 1950s. So if you're interested in these old Spanish churches, it's a great place to visit. All right, let's go continue our walking tour. Don't underestimate the sun here in Albuquerque. It is very direct. We're at 5,000 feet, so be sure and wear your sunblock and bring a hat to protect your eyes from the sun. Now we're gonna go walk around the blocks. Now just to orient you in Albuquerque, here is a map of Albuquerque Old Town, and I'll kind of show you on the map as I walk where I'm at to get your bearings. It's not a huge area. There's a lot to see, so we're going to walk up and down the streets, and I'll show you what there is to see here. All right, so I am starting at the Central Plaza here, right on the corner where this church, San Felipe de Neri, and the gazebo is right here across the street. Now I'm going to go ahead and cross the street, and I'm going to take you through Don Luis Plaza, which is right over here across the street. We've got just a variety of historic buildings here. Now they have wine tasting in here, Noisy Water Winery and Cellars if you're into wine. So we're going to walk this way. We're glad you're here. Check out every corner upstairs too. Let's see, I'm going to go around this way. There's a Viva Vino upstairs, another wine bar and tasting room. There is Abuelita's Old Town Bakery that's back here, and lots of shops here. Senior Murphy's Chocolates and Sweets. So here's a map of everything that is in Plaza Don Luis. Now in this plaza, this is where they have the Christmas tree lighting every year in December, where they start the festivities leading up to Christmas. And so they have a huge Christmas tree here in the winter, and it's really, really pretty. So let's go see what they have here. Beautiful fountain. They have a Guatemala import store. You can sip and shop here in this wine bar restaurant. Clothing shop, 1912. Now here, they're reminding you that this is a locally owned shop with locally owned art. If you want to shop local, this is the place to come in town. Oaxacan house with lots of interesting yard art. This is one of the most important places to know about. This is your public restroom. So if you are in Old Town and you're walking around and you need to go to the bathroom, this is where you can find the free public restroom. And here is where you can get your tour tickets. They have history and ghost tours of Old Town, legends and lore, ghost tours. You can find all your tickets right here at this booth. And then here is Abuelita's Bakery. Okay, again, just to orient you, this road here is Rio Grande. Rio Grande? This is Rio Grande. So this is one of the boundaries of Albuquerque's Old Town, right here. So we have Central and Rio Grande is that intersection, and then over that way you're gonna have Mountain and Rio Grande. All right, just wanted to orient you a little bit there. So for the Swifty Travels restroom report, I will say the public restrooms here in Don Luis Plaza is A-okay. It's a good place to come. So don't fret, good public restrooms here. All right, now we're going to head north on Romero Street. There is an ice cream, coffee, and espresso shop right here. There is a Native Touch, Native American jewelry. Now, some of these places aren't quite open yet. It is in the 10 a.m. hour, I believe. Now, this store here, the Flying Buffalo Company, has some really cute clothes in there. I'll stop in there a little later. And the best thing about Old Town is not to miss these little coves. You've got a handmade soap store in there. Here's another business map showing you what you can find here. Excuse me. T-shirt company, Native American Arts right here. Looks like there's a haircut place tucked away in there. Oh, there we go. Premium beard and shaving products. Shaggy and Slicks.
No, I do not. No, I'm good.
Something that I take for granted because I live here is the adobe architecture. For people from other parts of the country, they just love the unique look. And I'm very used to it. I've lived here most of my life. Now notice all the parking along this street. This is one of the main streets. When you're arriving from I-40, you come down Rio Grande and then you can turn right there on Romero Street. And so a lot of people will enter Old Town down the street. And if there's any parking along the street, this is one of the places you can park. It's just very hard to find parking, so I usually don't try. Now there's a lot here. Notice nobody's here. It's $10 to park here. So if you come to Old Town in the morning, you're going to notice that all the free parking along the roads are going to fill up quick. And then the paid parking, you'll get stuck with that if you come a little later in the afternoon and everything is full. So right here on the corner of Mountain and Rio Grande is a beautiful entrance to Old Town. So if you're driving, you might first enter Old Town here on Romero Street. But I'm going to give you a tip at the end of the video of where I like to park just because I think it's very easy. But it's a really pretty statue here. Old Town Albuquerque, right here. I-40 is straight down that way, and there is Mountain. So we have a tap room here, and this is the Albuquerque Visitor Welcome Center. If you're new to Albuquerque and you want to get some ideas of things to do, probably some maps and some resources, information, you can stop at the Welcome Center. I'll show you real quick what you can see on Mountain Road, but I'm going to go up and down the little side streets within Old Town. But I'll walk over here to this intersection so you can see what's here. There's a restaurant and tavern here, the kitchen. It's currently closed. Looks like they open at 11. Little Anita's is a New Mexican food chain that's very good. We have several of those around Albuquerque. And right over the building is the Hotel Albuquerque. That's a nice place to stay. So this is the main road here. I want to take you up the side streets, so we're going to start there. Honestly, I've never walked up this side street. I don't know if there's anything to see up here or not, but we're going to take a look. This looks like there's a nice patio here. Spirits of Old Town. Restaurant and bar looks very cute. Albuquerque Urban Tour. Oh, look at that. Looks like this is some sort of bike rentals. All right. There's a Bosque, a history tour. Let's go take a look. All right, so they've got, you can rent bikes. They have a full bike repair shop here. All the above related to bikes and bike tours you can find here at this shop. I would imagine that a lot of these structures are some of the original buildings that were here when this community was developed. Might be private residences, or it might just be the backside of stores. I think that's a little more likely. What is this? High Noon, now open. It's a restaurant. So this is a cute little restaurant. High Noon. Now across the street, right over here, is a really, really good restaurant. I think it's called Seasons. I think it's still there. Yep, that's a great place to eat, and they have a great patio. So this is San Felipe Street. We're gonna walk down this street, and all along here are jewelry shops. We've got Indian jewelry shop. They are now open, but I am gonna take you inside the Candy Lady. Now the Candy Lady has been in Albuquerque for as long as I can remember, really. And they really They really grabbed a hold of the Breaking Bad experience because they sell the blue candy. If you've seen Breaking Bad, you know what I'm talking about. Let's go in and see what kind of a selection we have here. This is a great place for gifts. Oh, we have an X-rated room in here. So I guess I won't take you in there because I have a very family-friendly channel. You can buy various candies, nuts, and snacks. Look at the variety of
candy? Yes. Yeah, no, so you know, I gave him a card and you a card. If you guys need more candy, you can order it online. We do ship anywhere in the country.
Ooh, they said they do ship anywhere in the country.
Excuse me.
Yes, it's just the road.
Okay, any number of chocolates you can find here. They even have licorice.
About 30 miles west. Yeah.
How funny.
And it's just a flowing river right now, so we're assuming the dam will.
You can get a bag and you can fill it up. All right, next door to the Candy Lady, we have Public Lands Discovery Center. Now I'm very interested in this. Maps and books. There's a Cocopelli Cafe. And let's see what they have in here. Hi.
Hi, how are you today?
Good. I have never noticed this store here before, so
Are you local?
I am. All right, so I'm inside this public land shop, and I'm a big map geek, and they have so much to choose from here. So I'm gonna let this lovely lady, and what is your name?
I'm Erin Labrie.
Erin, tell you a little bit about this. Hang on real quick.
Hi, I'm Erin, and this is the Public Lands Interpretive Association. We're the Public Lands Discovery Center here, and we have lots of maps. We help serve public lands as well as the people who are recreating on them. So we sell things that help people recreate, including maps and books and any other gear, resources, and information that they need. And then we, with those proceeds, we provide education programming and interpretive services for our public lands. So creating new trails and visitor guides and everything that you would need to recreate.
So there's a bunch of maps here that are local, but there is also the whole west, did you say?
Whole Western U.S.
All right. Anything you might need, find it here. That was a great surprise. There's a lot of resources in there if you plan on exploring the outdoors while you're in New Mexico, or if you know someone who's a map lover like me, you can find a lot of great maps in there. Gonna continue on down the street. See, that's why I like these walking tours, because I explore all the nooks and crannies that I normally would not have noticed. So the silver artichoke right here, handcrafted, unique Native American jewelry in there. Patio Escondido. Look at here. Let's go see what's in here. Isn't this just adorable? Brick patio. Looks like there's a salon. Wow. I've never been in this little nook here. What is this? Look at the roses in bloom. Okay, this is the back door of something. I think it's a church. I'll try to find the front. It says thank you for visiting. So we'll go in through the front. But this is a really lovely patio here. As usual, I usually end up doing my walking tours backwards, unintentionally. So we'll head back out to the main street. If you look here on this wall, first of all, you'll notice this little oven. I'm sure one of the residents here, I wonder if it's still being used or if that's from the original. A lot of the Native Americans have these little ovens for their fry bread. And then look at all these little religious tiles tucked in this adobe wall. There's so many unique gems tucked away in all these little alleyways here in Old Town. And this is one place in America that really feels like you're in a different country. All right, so this is another super picturesque spot, Patio San Felipe del Norte. Look at this. Oh, talk about beautiful. Got a store here. All kinds of wonderful goods. Do you see how beautiful this little nook is? Just gorgeous. You have like the best spot in Old Town right here.
Right?
It's beautiful. Oh, it's gorgeous. Santa Fe Silver. Blue Moon Marketplace. Unique products for body and home you'll find right in there. Santa Fe Silver. This is spectacular. Look at this. Oh, the vegan vato. Now, I have eaten at their food truck, and it's actually really good. It's closed right now. But it's nice to know that's in here. And it looks like there's a back entrance to the Albuquerque Museum here. So I will take you to the front of that a little later. All right, I'm going to do a little bit of backtracking here, but I'm going to take you back to the main road and continue this walking tour. And you know, it's really hot and windy today, but with all the shade down here, it feels quite comfortable. That's a beautiful little patio. Black stone of New Mexico. There's gift shops here on the right. There is a photographer's gallery right here. In this place, Bear Paw Indian Arts and Gallery. Oh, here we go. Look at how incredible. Give those folks some privacy for their photographs. So definitely down this street is where you're going to find all your picturesque spots. Now this Poco a Poco patio is by far one of the most beautiful little nooks you can walk in, with all these great pieces of art here. There's real grapevines, real grapes growing right here. Look at that. And then there's a whole courtyard in here. There's an art gallery here of Mexican folk art. House of Salem, loose leaf tea, raw honey, local goods. And a lovely patio right here. All right, a little bit of backtracking to stay on the San Felipe Street. It's a great street. We've got an art gallery here. And Dragonfly gift shop here. They have a lot of really neat clothes in this spot here. If you like this Santa Fe look of clothing, you can find it here. Then gobble this Salvadorian food. The beautiful little patio here. La Chaco salty and sweet handmade treats are right here. Beautiful flute music. And then now I think we're back here at one of the Mexican restaurants, El Sol de Mexico. You can sit here on the patio with that lovely music and enjoy the scenery. And you're right back here at the plaza, all right? So those are the two streets that surround the church. Now we're going to continue around. Starting to get a lot busier now. All right, so things are starting to get a little busier. Now right behind me on this strip here of the plaza is where a lot of the Native Americans come and sell their jewelry. Now, as a general rule, they do not want to be filmed. So I'm going to turn off the camera as I walk down this particular part of the street. It's just one little block, and there's Old Town Cafe, and there's several natives selling their jewelry. So it's a great place to get real Native American jewelry if you are so inclined. I'll just walk this way and I'll keep my camera pointed this way. Now you notice the old cars coming through here. This has become a trend. On Old Town you can often find these guys that own these unique cars. That one I am totally not familiar with. So you will find a lot of them strolling through. Now, right here on this corner is a La Placita Gallery and Restaurant, and it says on the building that it's a historic building. I'm going to step back a little bit so these folks don't think that I'm filming them. But right here, La Placita Dining Room is right here on this corner. And then there's Patio Market, and it's tucked back here, and this is one of my favorite spots to visit as well. So you know, I'm going to save my favorite places till the end, hoping you'll continue to watch the tour. So I'm going to continue down on the other side of the plaza, and then we'll head that way, and then we'll work our way back up. Okay, across the street here. Plaza Prima Rosa. More shops here. I'll tell you what, I'm getting thirsty. Mercado Plaza, gifts, rugs, all sorts of things you can find in these stores here. Old Town candles, soaps, bath bombs. Each one of these you can go back and find stores. The Warpath, chocolate, mole, coffee, and art, Oaxacan traditions. Like the alien statues, that's funny. Plaza gifts, they have a lot of great gifts in here. I've been in this store before. Look at the chili ristra and the vines. Isn't that beautiful? And we're almost to the opposite corner of the plaza. Hi.
I'm gonna move this to the side so we can
Covered wagon. Some of your Old West gifts. Now Monty right here is a very popular jewelry store that's been around in Albuquerque as long as I can remember. They have beautiful high-end jewelry. A lot of their jewelry is like the this opaly, bright turquoise, blues, greens. Really beautiful, a little above my price range, but if you like high-end jewelry, that's a place you're definitely going to want to check out. Now this little block of Old Town, I don't come down here that much, so let's see what's here. Romero Street Gallery. I'm going to go all the way to the end, make sure I don't miss anything. There's a tea company. Looks like they have samples of something, and I'm thirsty, so I'm going to come and look. Old Barrel Tea Company. Well, they have some iced tea. Free sample. I'm going to have a sample. Gotta stay hydrated. It's actually really tasty. Just to give you an idea of the kind of unique gifts you can find in these Old Town shops. If you have a tea lover in the family, it'd be a great place to go. All right, we've got a skincare and brow bar, Bugsby's toy shop, and then these old growth trees really make this area nice. All right, so where are my Breaking Bad fans? If you're out there, just put a comment down below. Who's your favorite character? We have now come to the official Breaking Bad store, gift shop, and museum. And if you haven't heard, Albuquerque has a Breaking Bad RV tour where they take you around Albuquerque to all the filming locations. So you can get that right here. So we're gonna go inside and see what they have. And not only Breaking Bad, but Better Call Saul and El Camino, all filmed here in the Albuquerque area. Let's see what kind of fun stuff you can find here. All your Breaking Bad merchandise. Whoops, excuse me. Anything you want, and here are all the characters when they come here and visit Albuquerque. Yes, they've all been here. Oops, there's a bad reflection. But anything you could want, this is where you're gonna get it. You can even have a Barking Bad for your doggies. This is a place to get your Breaking Bad souvenirs. Speed limit 15. You want to take it slow in Albuquerque's Old Town. Looks like a clothing store, hat store, custom hats. All right, so Romero Street continues down this way. There's a Romero Street art gallery here with some really beautiful things. And looks like a nice shady spot to relax. Aged beef and seafood, there's a restaurant there. Cafe Sweet Treats Refrescos. Right in here. Old Town Hobby and Games. So many beautiful plants blooming. And now we've made it to this edge, the southern edge of Old Town, right here on Central. So I'm gonna head up in that direction. So here's another public parking lot here on San Felipe and Central. It says Old Town Plaza Vieja. Public parking. It is paid parking here. I'm walking here on the outskirts over towards Central to show you a unique place to stay. Now, I've never actually stayed here, so I can't comment on what it's like to stay here. But this is a historic mansion. This pink building up ahead, Bottger Mansion, bed and breakfast. And I've always been curious about this place. So if you've stayed here, I'd love to hear from you. I'm sure it has an interesting history. I'm gonna go walk around the front. So this is at the corner of San Felipe Street and Central, which is along Route 66 for your Route 66 road trip. And here we are in front of the Bottger Mansion bed and breakfast. One day I'd like to stay here and tell you all about it. So it has always intrigued me. Route 66, Albuquerque's Old Town. All right, so right here is the Rattlesnake Museum. And I've never been inside, so I plan on checking that out today. It's getting close to lunchtime, so I'm gonna eat some lunch, but I'm gonna take you through this museum here after I eat some lunch. This looks like a unique place here. Rattlesnake Museum and gift shop here on Route 66. And there is a hat shop there. There is a jewelry and gift right here. Old Town Road does not appear to have any shops down there, so I'm not gonna walk that way, but here we've got the Chili Patch, another couple of really great stores, San Felipe Snow Cone and Lemonade, Bite to Eat, and Old Town Emporium. And here across the street we have an Old Town hat shop, an accessory boutique, and then world's largest collection of hot air balloon gifts right here on this corner. So now I'm going to take you my favorite little nook and my favorite little coffee shop here, okay? Right here on the southeast corner of the plaza. Look for La Placita Dining Room. Look for the Patio Market. We're going to head right in here. You will not be disappointed. This is an amazing little place. It's super crowded, so there's going to be lots of people in here just today because it's in the middle of the day, but there are some really amazing art galleries in here. This is the Yucca Art Gallery, the Dancing Crow, but the most beautiful part is the plants in here. See this lovely lady watering the garden in the Patio Market? You're going to find a beautiful garden in here, along with some great gift shops. Okay, this is my favorite spot. I wish I had a garden at my house like this. There is the folks that are responsible for maintaining this amazing garden. My favorite coffee shop is here in this far corner of this patio. It's called Blackbird Coffee. They have amazing drinks. I highly recommend. It's a beautiful place to come and hang out any time of year, really. So I'm going to do a little circle through this area. Thank you so much for keeping this area so beautiful. It's my favorite spot. Just look at this. Just look at this. Okay, I don't mean to not look at Desert Bird Mercantile, handmade home furnishings, local art and stationery. And then there's a photography studio here by Butch Phillips. Just look at this. This is New Mexico. It's hard to believe. All this right here is Blackbird Coffee. I love this place so much. Okay, you can come, get a cup of coffee. You can sit in one of these beautiful patio tables. And we're going to stop and have a cup of coffee in a little while.
They're gonna go look at the
The
turtle.
Roadrunner latte is delicious. They have cold brews, they had baked goods. This place is always hopping. It's a very fantastic place. And there's even seats around the corner. So I'm going to let these people drink their coffee in peace, but I'll show you. There's your Blackbirds right there.
It'll be about 5 minutes. If you want to go sit down.
There's so many people in here that I don't feel like interrupting and filming in people's faces, so I'm going to leave. But that's the place to go for sure for beautiful scenery and amazing coffee. Trolley, Albuquerque trolley. I don't know offhand where the trolley goes. I've never done the trolley tour. But if you like that sort of thing, they have an open air trolley. Let me come around here. Here it is. Albuquerque Trolley Company. Those sorts of things are really fun. It's easy to get distracted here. This Poco a Poco has the most beautiful patio, but don't forget to go across the street. This should be Church Street right here. And there's some really neat places on this street. One of my favorite restaurants here in Old Town is the Church Street Cafe. And there's a really cute gift shop here, the Blue Portal gift shop. But right next door is an amazing cafe. Church Street Cafe. Now this is a historic home as well, and the original owners are buried in here, and it's supposed to be haunted. So I'm ready for lunch, so let's go in and check out the Church Street Cafe, one of my favorite places. I can check it. All right, Church Street Cafe, here we go. Oh, I didn't know they had a little, like a grab-and-go cafe in addition to the restaurant. So it's a historic structure here, and they have I believe it was one of these side rooms. The historic photographs here of some of the original owners. And then they have a beautiful patio as well. This is a fantastic restaurant. Look at this beautiful patio back here. I highly recommend eating here. All right, so next up on this tour of Albuquerque Old Town, we're gonna check out the Rattlesnake Museum. It's actually my first time going into the museum. So let's see what they've got.
Yeah, so welcome to the Rattlesnake Museum. We've been here 36 years waiting for you to show up. We appreciate you coming. You're about to go in, and our welcoming committee is Ozzy, the Eastern Diamondback rattlesnake. He catches a lot of attention, but you'll be seeing the largest collection of different species of rattlesnakes in the world here, and a lot of other reptiles and amphibians, turtles, lizards, snakes, and some arachnids. In addition, a large collection of artwork and artifacts, everything reptile related.
Okay.
So there's a lot to see.
So how did this start? Did you?
Well,
it might be a long story, but
previously I was a high school biology teacher.
Oh, okay.
I joke around and I say that was too dangerous working with kids, and now I work with rattlesnakes and I'm a lot safer. But I get my teaching in here. We get a lot of kids and adults that have a lot of questions, and we go over those and try to make people feel better about these animals.
Awesome, awesome. And if you want to vote, you the viewer want to vote for the best of the city.
Oh, we'd appreciate that.
Right here, here's your QR code. This is an awesome museum you need to check out. So
Thank you for
so
that.
much for telling me
And maybe we'll continue this when you come out.
about it. All right.
See what you have to say. And I'll catch up with you and see how you're doing.
Okay, thank you.
Enjoy.
What a surprise that museum was. Amazing. One of the largest collections of rattlesnakes around, and the owner was absolutely fantastic. And so one of these days I'll be back with a more in-depth video to hear the stories behind that museum. Now there's just a couple more places I want to show you. My battery is running low, so I'm going to head to the back side of the plaza, so show you a great place to park and also show you another important museum in the Albuquerque area. This doesn't look like there's much back here. This is coming from the northeast corner. You know, the church is right there. You come down this walkway, and there's still quite a bit more stores back in here that you can check out. It's a little bit quieter area. There's an olive store, Old Town Olive, right here. Some of these shops looks like maybe they're remodeling. Oh, there's an olive oil tasting room. If you want to sample olive oil products, there's another Native American pottery. Look at this, really beautiful. And then there's another courtyard here. We got more shops here. There is a tiny grocer, Albuquerque, which is a really cute place, and Old Town Herbal that you can find around the corner. So we'll go back this way because there's a couple of things worth noting just east of the plaza. Here's the herbal store, Old Town Herbal, local remedies, perfumes and lotions, local art and jewelry. Okay, so if you park in this lot and you want to visit the Albuquerque Museum, just jot down your license plate number. You don't actually have to pay at the pay station. And then when you come to the Albuquerque Museum, you can give them your license plate number and you get 3 hours of parking for free. So that's a tip for you. Or you can park along the street, along the park, and that is also free parking. All right, so this is the Albuquerque Museum behind me. It's a beautiful museum. There's also a cafe inside. You can check out a lot of local art, and they have traveling exhibitions that also come to the art museum. So I hope you enjoyed this fantastic tour of Albuquerque Old Town. It's a great place to visit. I highly recommend. And I'm going to have more videos from New Mexico and from all of my travels coming soon. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.